All right, joining us now is a reporter who's investigated this. He's way ahead of the story. His name is Jerry Dunleavy. He works for Just for the News. That's John Solomon's organization. And he has been on this case a lot. So what I'm interested in is why the federal government hasn't exposed this character, Neville Roy Singham. Why isn't this guy known by everybody?
It's a great mystery. I think that you have a very good Foreign Agents Registration Act case against Neville Roy Singham, just given his close connections to the Chinese Communist Party and his political activities here in the United States, which are universally pro-communist. And that might sound a little bit out there, a little bit extreme, but that is in the words of Neville Roy Singham himself and the words of the groups that he is helping fund. And that's everything from the People's Forum, which is based in Manhattan, but really has a national reach, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which is excellent at organizing protests and demonstrations nationwide. And I just encourage viewers, next time you see one of these demonstrations, whether it's pro-Palestine a few months ago, or whether it's anti-ICE now, keep an eye out for the signs in those protests. Undoubtedly, you're going to see that a huge number of those signs are put together by the Party for Socialism and Liberation. They're very organized. These groups are. Code Pink, which we've all heard of, is also roped into this Singham network. Neville Roy Singham is actually married to the co-founder of Code Pink, Jody Evans, and Answer, which is a 2-decade-old organization, Act Now to Stop War and End Racism. Answer, the Answer Coalition, is also very closely linked. These groups share money, they share resources, they share personnel, and Neville Roy Singham has also helped to fund. It's called Breakthrough News. You've probably never heard of it, but if you go and search for it, you're going to see that the videos by this group get hundreds of thousands, millions of views. And pretty much this group's purpose seems to be promoting the work of all of the other groups that I just mentioned and promoting the actions they take and the protests that they do. So Singham has put together a very sophisticated network here. They're able to spin up protests and demonstrations and actions pretty much anywhere in the U.S. that they want pretty quickly. And they link.
Jerry, do they pay people to show up and cause mayhem?
It's an excellent question. And that's the sort of thing that you would hope the FBI is looking into. What I can say is that these groups have a professional demonstrator side. Absolutely. So they do have people that are getting paid. Obviously, the executives and leaders of these groups who are often out there leading the protests and demonstrations. Then they have their members themselves. And then wherever they go, whatever the city they're descending on, they link up with the local groups, the local Democratic Socialists of America group, the local
Right.
communist groups.
Right. And they have the databases and they share the information and emails of these people who are interested in overthrowing the government. Is Beijing, in your opinion, is there any evidence to back it, in bed with this Singham guy? And is this an attempt by a foreign nation to undermine the United States?
It does appear that Singham, his office in Shanghai, is co-located with a Chinese state media operation. So just right there, you have not just a sort of ideological link or a financial link, but a physical link between Singham
All right.
and
And that's very circumstantial, but it's very powerful. What about the Trump administration not getting out? You would assume, because the FBI has investigated this Singham. Our Justice Department knows about him. He's on the radar, to use a cliche. But there is no attempt that I can see from the president on down to get the story out.
Congress has been pushing for the Justice Department and the FBI to investigate Singham and his network for years now, first during the Biden administration and continuing now. If there's an investigation happening, it is an invisible one at the moment, which investigations often are, but no investigation is also invisible. So we don't know for sure.
I
Congress,
know. I don't understand it. I don't. Because this is a huge part of this, not only in Minnesota, because these people, as you pointed out, they go everywhere. They're organizing now in New York City. 4,000 they have signed up to go disrupt ICE when they come in here looking for criminal migrants. And it's an enormous story. We understand why the left-wing press ignores it. You understand that. They don't want any part of this. What they want to do is blame and harm the Trump administration. That's it. That's what they're in business to do. But the right-wing media, they haven't grasped the story either. I haven't seen it. Last word.
I will say that I've done probably a couple dozen stories now on the Singham Network, and the more that I look into it, the more connections you see to other groups, the more sophisticated you see the operation is. A shutdown effort, a strike effort in Minneapolis that happened on Friday seems to have been at least in large part, organized by the Singham Network. They're trying to have that be sort of a nationwide effort this Friday. Of course, this is all aimed at anti-ICE operations now, but months ago, this network was focused on anti-Israel and pro-Palestine protests.
No, they just want to disrupt and create as much chaos as possible. All right, you can reach Jerry Reed's stuff at justthenews.com. And we appreciate, Jerry. We'll check in with you, regularly now because I'm not letting this story go. Thank you very much.